Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today, guys, we're continuing with that Ford Kuga, the black one that I painted. I want to try and get that through an MOT this afternoon as well. So I want to crack on with that. I want to see if we can sort out the parking sensors issue on the back and the front. A few more bits and pieces. Just go all over it, check it all over, try and get a good push today on that one. Because I have got someone interested. And he said, look, at the end of the day, he ain't really bothered about the sensors. I said, you sure? He went, absolutely. If you can't do them, don't worry, I still want it. So it's not sold until it's actually sold and money's in the bank. But I still want to have a go. I still want to have a try and see if I can sort it, because I do like to try and do the best I can and as much as I can on these cars. And that's one thing that's bugging me and driving me mad, is those sensors. So I'd love to try and sort that out if we can. But obviously, you know, MOT, that's today as well. It is Monday, so I am going to go and pick up a new project that I'm doing for one of my subscribers, Mark Diggers, up the road. Long-time follower, Mark is. Always comes down to see me once a month. Mark is down here on his bike. He rides down sometimes, or sometimes he comes down in his van, but he does come down and see me. So yeah, I'm going to go and get his car today because he won that last week. I won't show it today. I'll probably show it tomorrow, but I'll probably show it on my Instagram and my Threads account. Depends how we go. So, but like I said, it's Monday morning and we've got loads going on this week. Absolute loads of work going on. So let's get cracking. Let's get the silver Peugeot out of the way, which I think is an absolute blinding find. That car is unbelievable. This one, what a find that is. That is going to be a lovely, lovely car when I'm finished, and a great little car for someone. So, but yeah, we'll get that out of the way because we're not doing that today. We're doing the Kuga. So let's get the Kuga in. Let's get cracking. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, got the Kuga in the workshop, so we continue with this one. There's a few bits and pieces to do around the car, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, late this afternoon, I'm going to try and get this through an MOT, just to see if it needs anything else. It'd be just interesting to see how that goes. A bit later, I've got to get the battery out, see if that will charge. If that won't charge up, then I'm going to have to replace that battery. Just bits and pieces just to sort of finish it all off, put all these back on, put this trim back on, put this cover goes here, that can go back on, then that, you know, put these corners back on. There's a few bits and pieces around the car, but I want to crack on first with the paint. I just want to go over it, not go too mad, but just to see if I can get it, just to bring it up a little bit better than what it is, because it is a little bit... It's really hard to tell on camera, I've got to be honest, but if I do it like there, this is really sort of, you know, quite new and flat and shiny, whereas that's got a little bit of an orange peel effect to it. You can just see it. So I just want to take it down a little bit, just to sort of see if I can tidy it up. It's not that bad. I've got to be honest, it ain't that bad. But I just think a little bit of work will just make it just that little bit better. So yeah, it's got a little bit of orange peel across it, so it does need a little bit of going over. I'm going to put the computer on this as well, plug the computer in, and see if I can get into the actual sensors, the module for the sensors, and see if I can, see if it can tell me, pinpoint, you know, see if it can pinpoint to tell me what the issue is. It could be one of these sensors that are out. I know a lot of you were saying, just put the ignition on, put it in reverse, don't start the car, and then you can hear clicking coming from each sensor. And you're correct, you're absolutely right. And I have done that, and I can't hear nothing from these back ones. So I'm wondering whether or not it's a wiring issue, or maybe a fuse issue. So, yeah, we've got to do some digging. We've got to do some working out to see if we can sort this. I'd love to sort it out if I can. I have tried this before in the past, and what it worked out to be on another, I think it was a Fiesta that I did. There's a module in here somewhere. I think it's behind this panel here, I think. I'll have to see if I can get this off. But there's like a module somewhere, and that was wet and faulty and damp. And that's what caused it to malfunctions. Whether or not that's that, I don't know. But we are going to be digging into this, guys, and see if we can sort it out, and then put it all back together, and then hopefully MOT later, just to see what the time is, because I have got to go and pick up another project for diggers. So that's going to take some time. But let's just see how far we get today. Let me set you up. Let's get cracking with the paintwork, and then we'll continue with putting this one back together. So let's do this. Right, okay, so there we go, guys. I've gone over it, flattened it down with 1500 grit sandpaper, wet and dry, and then 2000 wet and dry grit sandpaper, and it's come up all right, you know. It's not the best. You can still see the lines in it. Look, I have to go back over that. I think that's not good enough. I think I can make that better. These side bits though, they're not too bad. They're kind of blending in all right. So just need a little bit more work done on this. But let me show you. Show you these corners, because these have come out really good. Like really good. Look at that. Matches absolutely spot on there. And normally you can see like the blend with the lacquer, but you can't see it here. Look, it's because I used that blend spray, which works really well. So let me show you this side. Look at that. It just flows now, doesn't it? It just looks the same. It looks the same going up. And again, there's no blend. Nobody can see it. They can't see it here now. So that does work really, really well. I've just took it up there as well, just to polish it up. But yeah, repaired and done. And I didn't take it to the paint shop. But you know, it's a small area. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's a small area, and I'm probably gonna have to go over the whole car with the polisher, just to bring it back up. I think it'll make it pop. It needs to cleanse first, and then I'll run the polisher all over it. We've still got to connect the bumper up as well on the front, because I didn't connect it up because I wasn't sure if it's got to come back off because of the sensors. I still think and believe that there's an issue with the rear ones. I don't think it's the fronts. I think it's the rears. And there is a trick as well that I've found out, that if you put the ignition on, put it into reverse, don't start the car, and then put a screwdriver to it like this onto the sensor, you can hear it clicking. You can put your ear to it now, but if you put a metal screwdriver to it like that, it clicks. Whether or not it's that, I've not done it yet, so whether or not that works, I don't know, but I'm going to show you. If it does, I'm going to show you. So yeah, that's the next thing I want to do. Look underneath, have a good search around, strip this down a little bit, get to the wiring, just check it all, just strip all this down a little bit, just to see if I can get to it. It's a filthy in here as well, so I need to clean it all out. So yeah, let's carry on. Let's see if we can work out what is going on with this. Time is ticking away, and I have got to go and pick up that new project pretty soon for Mark Diggers. So yeah, let's just see how far we get for the moment. So yeah, guys, let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, I'm back from picking up the new project for Mark. That's coming to the channel very, very soon. But for the moment, I want to continue with this Ford Kuga. Yeah, as you can see, I've stripped all the inside. And this is the park assist module. See it there? So that's what I wanted to check, have a look at, see what the wires were like, see what's going on. It all looks all right, I've got to be honest. It all looks good, apart from that wire there that's sticking out of that loom at the bottom. So I don't know what that's for, but there's nothing to go into. So I don't know if that's something different, that could be something else. So yeah, so then I thought, right, let's plug the computer in and let's see what it gives me. And this is what it's throwing me. Let me just show you. So there's two speakers. There's one at the front and there's one at the back. They both work. So it was just doing a quick test on the circuit, I believe. So the speakers work, but you can see it here. It says power supply sensor circuit short to ground. So it does look like we've got a wiring issue here. Could be just a fuse or a relay. But I think I'm getting closer, guys. But it's not really sort of, you know, I can probably go into that a little bit. And it just gives me a bit more information about it. You can see there, look. No additional fault symptoms available for this. Right, okay. Present time. Test complete. So it's not really anything I could try and go into. Is we could try and go, I've got all these codes as well. We can go to the actual module, which I think we go to that. Blimey. Which one is it? I think none of them. It's probably still. Oh, here it is. That's got to be it there, yeah? That looks like a parking sensor to me. Camera. I don't want that. I don't know which one it is. Let's go for this one. Yeah, that was the right one. And again, it's saying the same fault here, look. Power supply sensor. God, I'll have to do a bit more digging into this, see if I can find out what it is. Does that mean power supply sensor? Does that mean fuse? Or would it say power supply fuse or relay? Short to ground. We've definitely got something going on here, haven't we? Right, okay. Bear with me for the moment. Let me go and check online, on the computer, on the laptop, see if I can find anything to do with this. If I find anything, I'll come back and I'll show you what hopefully I think it is. So yeah, bear with me, guys, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, okay, guys, let me give you an update, let you know what is going on. So basically, I've just checked all the fuses, and it's all good. They all work. There's no blown fuses or nothing like that at all in there. So what I thought I'd do is I took off the parking aid module. Basically, there's about three of these different types. This one is called the parking aid module. Then you've got park assist module, and then there's another one. So, But obviously, you know, I've got to match these numbers here to see if that's the actual problem. But I'm not sort of really getting anywhere. Sorry, guys, someone come to the door again. I have to stop. Yeah, so what was I saying? So I took this off just to see what the condition... You can't really see, I've got to be honest. Unless you start breaking this seal and stuff and try and separate it. And I don't really want to do that if it's still all right, you know. There's nothing to these. I've had this problem before. I think it was on a Fiesta. It's normally this culprit. This is the culprit for it. Gets condensation in it. And the circuit board sort of just burns a little bit and it just burns out. You can't use it. So this needs replacing. The trouble is, for what this is, like, it's really light, this thing. There's nothing in it. It's probably a circuit board, just one circuit board in there. But these ridiculous money on eBay, like that part number there, it's probably about 2 or 3 on eBay. That's it. And there are between 200 and 300 pound for these boxes, which is crazy. And I don't even know if that's going to solve it. So it's a lot of money to spend on something that I don't know is the actual issue. I'm going into the computer and it's not telling me that it's the actual module. Even with the live data, you go into that and you go into live data, it brings up, obviously, the system. Oh yeah, I've got to pick the module, sorry. If we go, okay, that, pick the module, which was that, then go into live data, it still does not give, is ignition on? I'll turn it off. It's on. What? It's on, isn't it? Oh, I've got to resync it. Might have to resync it. But anyway, yeah, it goes into live data, and then yeah, I suppose we'll resync it. Goes into live data, and then as I was walking around the sensors around the car, nothing was happening. Put the screwdriver, put it into reverse, put the screwdriver on it, nothing. So I'm getting no actual bleeps from any of the 8 sensors. 4 at the front, 4 at the back. The speakers work, back and front. I've had them going, so I know it's not that. So strange, isn't it? So at the minute, I'm just spoken to 2 breakers that's got these cars that they might have one, and if it's under £100, then I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to go for it and try it and chance it to see if that's going to be our problem. I've even looked on the forums, the Ford Kuga forums. No one seems to know how to solve this problem. They've changed all the sensors, they've changed the module, they've changed the speakers, and it's still happening. It may be just it is what it is, and it happens. So I've got to be honest, the person that's interested in this car ain't really bothered about the sensors. So, you know, they're quite happy to have it as it is. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do in a minute, but I think I've got to continue with this car. I've got to put it together. So let's, I suppose I don't know if to put the back end back together or what. I don't know. Bloody hell. Let's wait for the breakers to get back to me. If they get back to me pretty soon, then that's my decision made. I've got to be honest. It depends on what price they say, and then we can just move on, get it all back together, and then it don't take much to get to that. I've got to be honest. So yeah, I might just leave it disconnected, And actually, will it come up if I start it? So I've disconnected that module. Let me just see. Yeah, it won't even bleep, and that's not flashing. So I could just leave it, just leave that module off, disconnected. Because I've checked all the sensors. There's definitely power going to it, because I've checked the fuses as well, and there's nothing. It's nothing's blown. It all works as it should. As soon as I connect it back up, it goes a bit crazy. I know a lot of you are saying, well, it's probably a sensor. But I'm getting no bleeps from any of the sensors, not in the front or the back. So it's very sort of a little bit head scratchy at the minute. Yeah. I think the other thing we've got to sort out as well is that washer bottle level sensor. That was giving me some problems as well, wasn't it? Do you remember it's come up on the dash? So I really want to get into that, look at that as well, get into there. Okay, all right, listen, let's just put it back together. And if they come back to me and say, you know, it's an half decent price, under £100, I'll get it, swap it over, and fingers crossed. I know it's another £100, but it's worth trying. But let's get this back together, all back in. I've hoovered it out, but just got to put everything back in. I'll leave that disconnected, and then we'll move the car back, take it up in the air, and we'll have a look at that washer bottle sensor. Let's get that off, because I've still got to get that done as well. So yeah, a bit of a pain. Never mind. It's just luckily that, you know, the person that wants to buy it, that's considering it, is all right with it. They're just like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the sensors. So yeah. Right, let's continue. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, this one is becoming a right head scratcher, I tell you. So I'm trying to figure out the washer jet level issue problem that keeps coming up on the dash. Now, having a look at the actual washer bottle itself, it hasn't got the actual port for the level. What the actual level of it goes here, so it should be there, and the loom comes off of here with a plug and then goes into it. I have found some plugs over here that was all taped up over here like this, but they're all capped. They're both capped with these little plastic bungs. Now, I don't know what these are for. The actual loom for that thing should be on this part here. Because I've checked on the internet and on another part, and that's where it comes from, and it goes from there into the actual plug. But I don't know if it. I'm just sort of I'm unsure in a minute. So yeah, we might have to leave that. I don't know. It's unbelievable, isn't it? I'll speak to the guy that's interested and see what he says. If he says like, well, he ain't really fussed about it. It's coming up on the dash. So what? It's not, it's a message, but it's just a message. And I've showed, how it is. So I might go down that route in a minute, but I'm always trying to sort it out. But the trouble is that this car does seem to sort of have had some work done in the past. And we just don't know, do we? We just don't know what's been changed, what's been done, what's been left out, I just don't know. So, yeah, it's a real head scratcher. I have thought that this wire would stretch all the way and it would go into there. But looking at the actual diagram online, there's only one wire that goes to the plug and it goes into the sensor. And look how many wires are in that. There's like 3. So this can't be it. And the one up here, that's got 3 wires as well. So that can't be it. And there's no way that's going to reach, because it has to, because that goes up there. The plug has got to reach right over to here, and that's not going to reach it. So I think it's just not. Rather, someone. Mind you saying that, if you unplug it from here, maybe someone's fitted the wrong bottle on this. Because what you can do is that even though the loom goes up here and it's connected, it disconnects from this plug here. So, what I might have a look at to see how many wires go in there and how many, because I found another washer bottle with the actual plug and the loom that goes up, and it's been disconnected onto this main plug. So if I buy the whole thing, then plug it back in, that might solve it. I found one for like 25 quid, but I can't pick it up. He's actually the guy that I've spoken to on eBay, he reckons he might have the module as well for the boot. So I might go and see him tomorrow morning about this. Leave it as it is. Go and see him in the morning. And then we can resume this tomorrow and hopefully, sort this out. If I can get this sorted out and the module sorted out and the sensors work, oh my God, that would be an amazing, absolute amazing. So I'm going to leave it there and we're going to come back to this because I think that's what's happened. Someone has unplugged it from this main plug here and put a different one in. And this one has obviously not got the actual sensor. It's supposed to be here. Yeah, right, okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, that that might sort it out, That might do it. So, I'm going to go and get it in the morning. And then we're going to resume this tomorrow. Right, okay. So that's it. That's all I can do for today. And we're going to be jumping back on this tomorrow and continue with this. I'm going to book an MOT tomorrow afternoon, and we're going to get this done completely and utterly finished. Yeah, so it's just crazy. Right, okay. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to drop me a comment and give the video a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Take care. See you soon.